Hey guys.
Yo, what up?
How's it going?
I'm making a concerted effort not to say...
Gamer,
I was going to say gamer.
How's it going, gamers? Gamers! This is for gamers only! That's like how into it you are every podcast.
I wanted to do it, but I'm not going to do it because I understand. It's not good for me. It's not good for the brand.
Yeah.
As a charitable organization, we shouldn't talk about gamers. No. Terrible people.
This is no longer a gamer podcast. We do...
Theme song!
So what do we play
Dana
today?
had things to say. No, we're not going to... Dana had things to say, and I cut him off with a theme song, and he wants me to apologize.
I don't remember what I was saying. You think I have any recollection of, 20 seconds ago? Especially when I'm being cut off so rudely.
He wants me to apologize, and I refuse to.
Actually, I don't want you to.
You don't?
No.
You think this is America, and I'm allowed to?
No apologies
allowed. I'm allowed to cut you off? Okay.
We don't apologize for these stripes.
Well, we played a video game this week.
That we did. What did we play today? Or this week?
We played a game called Super Magnetic Neo. Or, actually, let me rephrase that. Super Magnetic Neo!
Very obscure game for the Dreamcast. I'm just gonna flat out say it. This game was a fucking Crash Bandicoot ripoff.
First of all, how dare you? Second of all, you gave me a game that you were blinded by nostalgia goggles. And yeah, your game, Jet Moto, is a ripoff of many other games that
Jet Moto came first before all those games.
Okay, well, anyway, it's a mediocre version of certain games.
Correct.
I gave you a game that was literally it's probably top 5 in my life, just due to the fact that I played this when I was yeah, I played this game when I was 7 years old, and it was literally my favorite thing. I would go in the overworld and just watch him go through the worlds for a while.
Up, I was thinking who is nostalgic for this game? Maybe one kid in Albania and you, I guess.
And me, I'm that one kid in Albania. That's me. I'm an Albanian child.
Let's get down to the premise of the game, I guess.
So Super Magnetic Neo is basically just a platformer that deals with magnets. You could either do a positive or negative magnet, and they basically work on this concept to just be oh, this enemy is a positive. If you do positive force, it's going to push him off. If it's a negative force, it throws him in this weird box, and then you get to throw it at things. It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
I will say that it's a platformer, and it's a pretty short platformer. It actually only has about 20 stages. That's a little too much to do.
I got halfway through it then. I thought I was sucking. I was I gave up.
Yeah, there's 4 worlds, but it's still in 20. We play games for 2 hours for this podcast because we're businessmen. We have places to be, Tokyos to go to. So I was actually able to beat the game in the 2 hours because I've played this game probably about 40, 50 times. Because when you're a child, you just play a game over and over again.
I mean, that's
don't care.
Why I am so I'm okay at Jet Moto, because I've played it probably around the same amount of time you've played this. So I'll let you say your piece about this game, then I have quite a bit to say.
All right. Well, I will say it is a platformer, but it has some aspects that may make it seem a little difficult. One, if you're not playing on an actual Dreamcast controller, such as me, you may not understand that the red goes to the red button and the blue goes to the blue button. It makes it a little bit easier to actually trigger what you want to trigger. That being said, there are many times when you might accidentally do the opposite of what you want to do because this game is confusing and you actually...
That was my number one complaint. It was just there's 2 different concepts. There's an orb you can fly across, and then there's a platform. There's a bouncy thing. First off, you don't jump on the bouncy thing. You have to use one of the positives or negatives off of it, but it's opposite from the zip line. So you would have to zip line with positive, but then get on a same color boosting thing on the ground. But it would be the opposite color, so I would always mess that up repeatedly over and over. It just felt very unintuitive. I wish it was just the same color. Oh, that's pink, I'm supposed to use this thing. Oh, that's pink, oh, I'm supposed to use the opposite. It just didn't feel very intuitive to me.
And I agree. It doesn't feel intuitive because they went for realism, and I don't think you can see it, but I'm using air quotes. But the way that magnets work, if positive, negative, they stick together, same sides repel. So if you wanted to repel, you have to do the same. If you wanted to connect to it, you have to do the opposite. And
I mean, that makes sense and all, but yeah, it was just
it's not.
momentum was my bane in this game. That's for sure.
Yeah. And they kind of actually show it because the bonus games that every stage after the stage is like a bonus game where you're able to like unlock more lives basically, and it's like kind of like using puzzles mixed with the fact that you like have very little reaction time to like understand, oh, magnets work this way. But the other thing that I would find frustrating with this game is the fact that the game is an isometric view. So if you played like 3D World or any like Mario 3D game,
like I said, it's very reminiscent of Crash Bandicoot. If you've played like that, it's gonna feel like almost identical to how you're going down the path, how the camera's moving, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, except this game came before Crash Bandicoot because Dreamcast is
Did it
before
really?
PlayStation, right? No, it isn't. I'm wrong.
No.
Never mind.
Crash Bandicoot came out like 3 years before.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the game was made by Genki, who makes like hentai games now. So they at least tried.
I liked the aesthetic. I will say that I liked there were like the premise of the game. There's like 3 evil people, and you're like mad scientist is like, oh shit, we gotta save the world, and sends like this dumbass robot, like literally like with thick ass cheeks. Like, out.
they animate the cheeks. The cheeks are animated,
like individually moving as you're running. Like your ass cheeks are like apparent.
This game was a predecessor to the Dead or Alive 2 on Dreamcast individual boob physics, which is a real thing. Is that
actually true?
Yeah, no, like they advertised Dead or Alive 2, the fighting game, that they had individual boob movement. And
no, I understand that. Is that really like, was this the predecessor, or is that like just a meme?
It's not the predecessor, but I'm just saying this is before like Dead or Alive 2.
Same technology.
Yeah, like they had the technology and they didn't. They chose to add it to a platformer. But there's a few things that you probably. I'm assuming you play this on emulator. Maybe it's a wrong assumption. You were probably screwed in finding the hidden items throughout the stages.
I did not find a single one at all.
So the way that those worked
that were extremely frustrating. Yeah, how do you do it?
Is that the VMU on the controller would beep when you're by the hidden item, and then you could actually press the button. Yeah. So
I think
I'm sorry
I got
about
one
that.
once because there was like a crack on the ground, and I was like standing on it, and I pressed like X or something, and it, like some like statue flew up. I was like, oh, cool.
You got a hidden item. There you go.
I got one. So what does that do? Just getting any of like the coins or hidden items? Because it is like a collectathon. I'm assuming there's a whole bunch of coins. If you get 100 coins, you get a 1-up.
So let me ask you before we answer that. How far did you get in this game?
I got into the 3rd Pharaoh level, like the 3rd Egyptian level.
Okay. And did you travel through like the overworld at all, where you're just like going through all the worlds? It's a happy. It's got like the bum 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 bum.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's what drew me to this game as a child.
The music is very good.
The
music is fantastic.
The whole flavor of this game is super good. Like it has like it's very well, like I would say it's an animated game. I'm not gonna say very well animated because like the graphics are dated. It is Dreamcast, but like at the same time, like the music, the scenery, like they had their own like very special thing going on that you don't actually see in a lot of games.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, like I said, it is very reminiscent of like, you know, I keep going back to Crash Bandicoot. You know, you have like the overworld with like the 4 levels. You kill the level, and then you go to like the boss in the middle of the thing, and then you go to the overworld that's kind of like not connected to anything else. You go to the different zones. There's like the ancient zone, you know, the jungle zone, and I imagine there's like a water zone or like a sky zone or space zone or some shit like that afterwards.
Well, don't make me cry, ruining my dreams, but yeah, maybe it is a Crash Bandicoot ripoff, but at the same time, the collectathon aspect is a way to play the game for a second time. If you noticed, there are 3 things you could do when you actually beat a level. There's a time commitment. It's like, and it's very, very, very fast. Like you beat a level in like 8 minutes, and it's like beat this in 1.5 minutes. And we're like, Jesus Christ! Like, is that possible?
I liked the running. Like the running was very like it seems like something you could do very fast.
Yeah, this game actually I think is one of the more underrated speedruns of all time. I've seen speedruns for it, but I actually can't do it because I modified my Dreamcast to play USB instead of CD, so I have faster loading times, unfortunately. But there's 3 things you could do at the end of the level. You could either go for a time trial, you could go for all the pink coins in a level, and you could also go for the hidden item. Getting all 3, if you notice in the overworld, there's a section to go to your home, which has nothing.
There's just a chair staring at a TV.
If you get all 3 in a stage, you get furniture. So getting getting everything in every stage, like you have a decked out house.
That's kind of cool. I just had a chair. It was very lonely.
Yeah.
Like there was like some robot guy standing outside, like go inside your house, and I was like, all right, cool. And then
It's sad.
yeah, it's pretty much. Another huge problem I had was the like the zip line things. Like the momentum felt very uncomfortable because you have to jump off pre getting to the end of it. If you get to the end of it and you jump, you just stop dead in your tracks and fall. I frequently died to that. Versus you have to jump like early to get off it to get the momentum of keeping going. Like I said earlier, the momentum was the biggest issue for me. Whether it was momentum of you running or momentum flying off things or, you know, ice mechanics. Ice.
Ice
Baby?
Baby?
Yeah, I got very frustrated at the ice level. And that damn firewall on the second ancient tomb level.
Yeah, so for those who don't know what he's talking about, because no one knows Super Magnetic Neo, basically there's one level where like you have to do a slot machine and then backtracks. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to it backtracks, but you have to like go through this mud that makes you super slow, and like you die very, very often. The one thing that this game I would call it more forgiving than most, not for checkpoints, but the fact that you have like 30 lives at all times. Maybe as a new player of the game, you did not experience that.
Died a lot. Like I died so much, like to the same part, like repeatedly, like over and over and over.
I also did, but like I feel like there were also 1-ups scattered everywhere.
Yeah. I had a lot of 1-ups, and it was very like once you get it, you just do it real fine. Like it was probably a lot more fun for you because you have a feel for like the momentum and stuff like that, like the mechanics. So you're just used to playing like that. Versus I was learning for a first time.
Yeah,
it seems like a game I could enjoy, like if I played it more.
There were stages where I literally first tried them. In fact, the ice level, I just did it in like 2 minutes.
It took me like 7. But...
Yeah. Wow. 7 whole minutes.
Listen,
this game is actually pretty short.
Not every game needs to be super long, you know?
When you're paying $60 for a game back in, I guess it was less, but like adjusted like $60 for a game like back in 1999, you kind of expect a length of more than like 5 hours for a video game. But there's one aspect that I'm not sure if you actually played. So you put, I forget what exactly called, but you saw how like every single level after the level there was like a bonus game.
Yeah. Those were kind of cool, but like I just was I couldn't do like the red to the blue to the red. I kept fucking them up. So
a way to practice that, there's like a mode where there's 100 stages and they get progressively harder. Like that are literally like the bonus stages are part of that mode.
Yeah,
you can find it on the menu where it goes Super Magnetic Neo. And they're actually legitimately fun. However, they get near impossible towards the end. They're like so unbelievably hard.
Is there a speedrun of like just that?
I haven't checked, but I wouldn't be surprised. There's a speedrun of literally everything. Literally everything.
One point I wanted to make is, I still say to this day, it's a shame the Dreamcast went the way it did. These graphics are not bad. Like they look.
Graphics.
They look good. Like the sound quality is so amazing. Like this is like pre PS2. Like, and it looks like almost like GameCube level graphics. Like this stuff looks good.
No, it looks better than some GameCube level graphics, I think.
Like this was how many years after Nintendo 64? Like a year or two only. Like
this was like 1998, I think.
Yeah, and it looks so much better.
So I wouldn't like jam to this music, like, but I think it was really good at setting a thematic tone.
Oh yeah, just for like the game in itself, it looked pretty good or sounded pretty good.
The only other talking point for the game I have is that Neo is a little bitch. When he dies, he makes like like
he just dies like so quick. Like that fucking like the first boss is basically just a giant plant. I didn't understand. There's like a bomb mechanic and stuff like that I kept fucking up to, and then I kept getting the colors wrong and hitting the guys and getting hit. It was just like,
I'm sorry.
I gotta get good. It's what
good.
I told you. It's what I told you last episode. It's what you gotta tell me this episode.
Yeah, exactly. I told you that way too many times. So like, whenever he dies on something, it like almost sounds like he's saying a racial slur. I'm not gonna say more than that, but it does. I'm not sure if Dana agrees with me here.
Edit that part out.
Okay, but the one thing I will also add is that dying on a horse is like the most annoying sound ever. I don't know if you got to a horse section.
Yeah, that was my least favorite part of the game.
Yeah. I mean, like, so there are a couple auto-scrollers. There's like 3 horse levels, I think. But like, he goes like, like, and then dies, and it's like, oh my god, I'm glad
Like,
you
the
died.
animations and sound were pretty like spot on as far as that stuff goes. Yeah, I mean, I give it a solid like 5 out of 10. It's not my favorite, but
That's what the fuck? 5 out of 10 is like, if you got that on like Uncharted, you would be like, this is the worst game of all time.
It's not like a 3 out of 10.
5 out of 10 in this day and age is like just as bad as a 2
So what
out
would
of
you
10.
give it?
If it's not like a 6, 7, or 8, it's like literally unplayable. And like 9 and 10
It was
are
the same
suspicious.
reason you didn't like Jet Moto. It's just like I could name like 5 other games that just, in my opinion, do the mechanics cleaner. And we have our favorites.
I would call it probably like a 7 out of 10. I wouldn't say it's perfect.
I'm gonna come to your house
100%,
and fight you. I'm actually going to bite your ear off.
Okay, do it, please. I don't care about quarantine. I want to have this fight.
All right, that's gonna be next episode. We're gonna have WrestleMania at Sam's house.
Not the game.
I don't think we introduced ourselves. I'm Dana.
I'm Sam.
This is the virtual homework podcast.
All right. Well, do you have any other talking points for the podcast? Did you write down the game or anything?
I forgot.
You forgot.
I'm a busy man with busy plans. I bought a cat tree today. You were just talking about spilling tea on your fucking keyboard.
Oh yeah. Okay. So Dana got a new keyboard.
Yeah.
Finally.
Listen
He's
to this
been waiting
shit.
95 years.
You can hear this shit, right? Look at this.
I'm upset. You're ruining the audio. It's destroyed. The podcast ruined.
Good.
Because of your
I wanted
fucking
it
keyboard.
to sound like a helicopter when I type.
Wee. That's a ambulance. But close enough. Yeah. What's EMT's favorite console?
What's that?
The Wii U.
I want to die.
Oh no! I said it. I said it out loud. I said the stupid joke out loud. But anyway, yeah, he finally got a mechanical keyboard. He joined the
I
elite.
got a Ducky Shine
the
7.
loud.
It took almost 2 months to get here, and they're completely sold out. Most mechanical keyboards are sold out, as are many other computer peripherals, as we all know.
Yes, every single computer peripheral is going to those businessmen working from home.
Yeah.
They need the cherry reds.
I got cherry blues.
But yeah, I mean, like I basically used a shitty $10 Walmart keyboard for a year and a half because I had a very good keyboard, a WASD keyboard, a WASD keyboard. How many other ways can I say the name of my keyboard?
WASD.
But anyway, yeah, WASD. I had a keyboard, I spilled tea on it, and the keyboard was fine except for one button just stopped working. And like, I don't know if you've ever, like, oh, just one button. But like, I think it was like my G key, and it's just like, oh.
It's the worst.
It's
unusable.
I have to copy paste. Yeah, I have to copy paste every G I see on a website so I could use my keyboard. So I went to like Walmart, got a $10 keyboard, used that for a year and a half, and then like it's my Walmart keyboard stopped working for a little bit, or like someone had to borrow it, so like I randomly had to plug in my mechanical keyboard. I'm like, oh my god, I'm using trash right now.
It's
not
night and day.
not my mechanical keyboard. Yeah, so like right there and then I ordered another keyboard. But
What kind of keyboard do you got?
I hope that you're feeling that way. Same keyboard.
Nice. I can send you my old keyboard, cause what?
Well, no. I same one that I spilled tea on and
Well,
killed it.
my old keyboard has like pieces of hair and like food in it.
Thank you.
I can send you that.
I would love to have it.
I'm gonna sell it on Craigslist as is.
You have to specify the hair because someone really wants that. You know it.
You just like pour it all out and put it in a tortilla.
Oh my god, is that keyboard tortilla? Keyboard burrito?
Yeah, dude. Key burrito.
You ever just like take off one of your keys off your keyboard and eat it?
No. Cause I am not a fucking animal.
I mean, I get hungry sometimes.
I had Wendy's today. It was pretty good.
I ordered takeout for the first time since quarantine started, and I felt like a dirty fucking like terrible human being.
Yeah. What'd you get?
Just some American Chinese because I'm a fatty.
Dude, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Chinese food fucking slaps. I can eat that shit every day of my life.
First of all, you got to support your local Chinese businesses because there's idiots out there that think that the Chinese American restaurants are causing corona.
But don't go through Grubhub or Uber Eats because they have increased the fees they are giving to restaurants. So it's like restaurants are getting less money now. And there's all these...
But they tell me all of it's going to the restaurant.
It's not true. If you go to... You see all these ads like on TV or on the radio and shit. They're like, support your local restaurants. Go to Grubhub. Like, there was this thing on Reddit, and it was like they sold like $1,000 through Grubhub, and they only got like $450 out of it. Like, Grubhub took like so much out of it. It was kind of fucked. They basically paid for the food. They didn't make any money.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, pretty much. So you talk about seeing any movies lately?
Yeah, I've seen a couple in theaters. I told you last week that I was breaking into theaters and then just playing my DVDs on the DVD machine.
What are you
This
playing?
week I looked at The Animal with Rob Schneider, and then after that was done, I played Deuce Bigalow, European Gigolo with Rob Schneider. I got a little bit bored about that one, so I went on Netflix and I watched Real Rob with Rob Schneider. And then I decided that I wanted to watch a movie with some other people, so I watched Grown Ups with Adam Sandler and Rob Schneider. That was unfortunately not
you gotta
super
diversify.
great. So I started watching The Chosen One with Rob Schneider. And when I got sick of The Chosen One with Rob Schneider, I decided to watch. I finished on.
Yeah. You continue your thought.
Sorry, I lost all my brain power.
I watched Schindler's List on 4 times speed.
Have you heard like Schindler's List dubstep remix?
Is that
They remixed the whole movie in dubstep.
like the entire movie? How does that even work? So just like there's just like like children walking around and just like wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, like it's an hour and a half dubstep remix. It's really untasteful, but it's surprisingly you could jam. It's like
You make me spit out my drink. You're just like blasting, like going down the street in your car, like with your buddies, just like blasting Schindler's List dubstep.
it's Schindler core. That's not allowed in 2020.
No.
But speaking of Schindler's List, you ever think about Silly Bandz? Like the thing people were wearing back in the day, like 10 years ago, people were like Silly Bandz.
See, I was too old for that, so it's like I wasn't on that train. Like it was.
I was too, and I'm like way younger than you. I'm like 14, 15 years younger than you.
Wait,
Like, you met
I'm
me
not
when I was,
that old.
You met me when I was 11, and you're like this 28-year-old man, and
No,
you're
wait.
like, hey, want to hang out?
That's not how this happened at all. You're how old now? 20, 25?
Yeah. Do you want to hear my social security number?
Yeah.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not even 9 digits.
Mine is 4391 728958.
But anyway, even when Dana abducted me in his van, like I was too old for Silly Bandz.
Like out of context, like that statement. Like just like rolling up at Nickel City, like you're just seeing those kids like with Silly Bandz. Like these kids need to grow the fuck up.
Yeah, they do. But you ever think about how Silly Bandz are probably super valuable in the current Corona economy?
Why is that?
Because they're Silly Bandz. They're out of production. Are they?
The current Corona economy? Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is this? The Wasteland? Like Fallout 3? Like, hey, I got some red Silly Bandz. They're new stock.
Yeah, they're probably worth millions. All I knew is that like when it was like 2008, they're like buy Silly Bandz stock, and I should have bought Silly Bandz stock.
You see how Tesla stock crashed like a whole bunch because Elon Musk was like,
My stock's too high.
my stock's too high, and like all the comments are like, what the fuck? I lost 40 grand in an hour, you asshole.
Actually hilarious because all these people are like, what the fuck? I invested all my money in Tesla, and this man is unhinged. Oh no.
Like literally, like all the comments are like, I just lost so much money like in the span of like 2 hours.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
it's awful that they lose money, but it's like objectively hilarious.
it's like when Dana gets injured. Like I laugh, but it's still awful.
I mean, I can appreciate that because it's like, well, for example, I was hit by a car in 2009. I would pay anything to see that because I think it would be fucking hilarious to see me getting creamed, like just fucking.
Yeah, you wiping
flying.
over the windshield.
Yeah, like that shit would be hilarious.
I'd pay money. I'll do it. I'll pay money again. Do you want to make it happen?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll film it with a GoPro.
Uh,
Oh no, you need to wear the GoPro. Sorry.
Get like the inside scoop of like insider edition getting hit by a car.
Yeah, I would watch that. So you hear about the scandal?
What's the scandal?
So you ever buy New York seltzer? I'm a huge seltzer addict. I'll admit addict. Not even like I buy 4
Like sparkling
things of
water? Like
seltzer a
I
week.
like
Yeah.
I like LaCroix or like Perrier water, like that kind of shit.
Wow, what a asshole. Drinks LaCroix. I drink LaCroix too, but
Or
so
bubbly.
yeah, bubbly's dope. Shout outs to corporations. The thing that I love about corporations is how that they're not people and they're better than us.
Yeah, pretty much. We should die to work for them.
Yeah, but anyway, there's this one corporation that's dope. It's called New York Seltzer. But even though they're called New York Seltzer, you'll see them at the grocery store. There's going to be an image on the screen. It's going to be like me in like a mask buying New York Seltzer, really snakily, because I'm exposing them. I'm doing some shit in the investigative journalism realm. But anyway, New York Seltzer, expose. They're called a seltzer, but they're actually basically a soda. They have sugar, just how it is.
Yeah. So
they're not a seltzer?
Is that the scandal?
No, it's not the scandal. They're from California.
Is that the
New York Seltzer?
Is that the scandal?
Is based in California. Yeah, 100%. They're like a LA based company, and they're like, we're New York Seltzer.
Are people pissed?
And they say that. No one's pissed. I'm pissed.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna expose this. I don't think anyone knows.
Expose the lies. Wake up, sheeple.
Because what? All their branding is from New York. They're from California. Some guys from California is like, I'm gonna make New York Seltzer, and everyone's okay with that. I'm not okay with that.
I'm trying to think of like other examples of shit that I guess has a different geographical like name, but
like that's if I made like mega dick soda, and like I have this tiny micro penis. And like no one's like people would be upset if they learned I did not have this massive 18-inch dong, like 18-inch dong soda.
All right, we'll put a picture of it right now on the podcast so everybody can.
I'm just gonna put an acorn because that's basically what it is.
What the fuck happened here? Speaking of grocery stores, I went to the grocery store today, and there were literally people wearing masks, because in Illinois, it's required that everybody has to wear a mask out in, like, a public place. Like, 2/3 of people had their nose sticking out of their masks. It's like...
So I got masks, and I will admit that it's actually very easy for the nose to stick out. Like, sometimes the way that the mask fits...
They were intentionally do it. It's like, I don't like...
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's not like they were, like, as accidental. Like, they had their full-on nose. And like that kind of defeats the point. Like,
in my area, my apartment buildings actually, Virginia as a state does not require it. However, people in more progressive areas of Virginia have been very adamant about like wearing face masks. Like my apartment complex literally requires wearing a face mask, and it's actually inconvenient.
You're
at times.
Actually not wearing it right now.
when I go outside. Okay, yes, report me.
So they like gonna tackle you if you don't have a mask on as you leave your apartment building?
Yeah, they're gonna tackle me, but with social distance. They're gonna like say, "I'm gonna tackle you," and then not do it,
like
because it's
air push you
within 6 feet. Yeah, they got air Zukas. Remember those?
Dude, I had air Zukas. Those things were fucking awesome.
They were. They're still awesome. They're annoying. That's the point. But anyway, yeah, like I'll be walking around and like people will have face masks on, but they'll be pulled entirely under, so like their nose and face are there, and they're like wearing a face mask around their neck. It's like, I'm wearing a face mask, but I'm on an important business call right now, so
what's the point?
Yeah, there's no point. There's literally no point. I did buy some face masks. They were cheap. Want to know why? I'm not even joking about this.
Why?
They're from Wuhan, China.
Oh God!
Honestly, what is wrong with that?
I know. They're sterilized and stuff like that. They're not gonna send you fucking. They're not gonna like pee on them and then be like, haha, stupid. Here you go. Like,
I don't even think pee would be that bad because I think it's airborne by like people's spit particles.
I'm gonna advertise pee included masks. That's my marketing scheme.
Is the mask on the pee or is it in a separate bag?
There's two options.
You could get either?
Yeah, either or.
But when you think about it, it's really good right now. Like, yes, Corona sucks.
Yeah, it does.
But if you're like a professional robber, it's super dope that Corona exists. Because like everyone's wearing masks. You just wear a mask.
Everyone's like, oh, you're doing such a good job. You're so inspirational. You're like, no, give me your money, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. It's so good. Like you're a robber. It's like, oh my God, no one gives a shit that I'm wearing this ski mask.
You see those things on the news? It's like, our heroes supporting the average person doing their part. It's like a picture of like a family like wearing masks, and then there's like a picture of like a bank robber, but they don't realize it's a bank robber.
It's like, oh, I didn't even realize it's not part of our family. I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Like, people would, like, think a ski mask is just, like, extra preventative. It's like, wow.
When I went to Micro Center, there were people wearing full-on gas masks, but they were also wearing trench coats, so I think they were, like, itching to wear something like that.
Yo, imagine if this happened in, like, 2006 and the cyber goth community was able to just, like, fully go all out. We might be living in a cyber goth era.
I'm just saying they're going to be the most protected out of all of us because they have the gear.
I mean, they have the gear, but they go under a bridge and they fucking go ham.
They're like at least 6 feet away from each other. Like, I know what you're talking about. Like, you can measure in that video. I guarantee you they're 6 feet away.
Yeah, they're definitely very uncomfortable with physical contact with other human beings. So it probably works out well for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got these CBD gummies at the gas station because they're at every gas station now. Like, that shit's all legalized in your state, right?
I think CBD has always been legal because CBD is like not weed.
Well, hemp was like non-industrialized hemp.
Oh yeah,
illegal.
fair.
Yeah. But like, you go to the gas station, it's like CBD this, CBD that, and now it's like advertisements for CBD. Regardless, I got these CBD gummies, and I'm like, all right, I'll take these. I took 2 of them, and I was like passing the fuck out, like drooling. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's like the most insane experience to me because I've taken so many CBD products and literally nothing has happened.
They say CBD gummies with melatonin feel great. Hemp bombs, relax now. Highest potency.
So you said with melatonin? It's watermelon tonin. No, with melatonin?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's just the melatonin doing its work. Maybe it's just me being skeptical, but I feel like every single time I've had a CBD product, I feel exactly the same. Like, I remember I went to a speedrunning event, and right next to it was a CBD shop, so I like got some, because like, fuck it. I'm gonna be the only one in this situation.
Let's get turned up.
Like, oh my god, there's 30 people here. None of them do any of this shit. Let's get into it. But like, I did it anyway, and at the same time, nothing happened.
So I used to vape CBD like very frequently, and I would get very high potency. It was like 1,000 milligrams, and it's like if you're vaping that shit all night, like I would play WoW or something. I was basically drooling by the end of it. Like, that
so
shit will
you're basically saying that like you were having a weed amount of weed,
but not weed. It was just like you just makes you sleepy as fuck.
So you ever have that like Bob Marley drink at the gas station?
The one that's like, oh, feel relaxed. It's like, what's in that?
Yeah, no, but like, you ever like have it like and then like just basically like go to sleep right after? Like, that's the point, right? But like I've definitely had like the first time I had it. You never had it?
I know what you're talking about though.
But like the first time I had it, I had no idea it actually had shit in it. I was like, oh, it's Bob Marley themed beverage, like iced tea, because like
you
I
look
like
at the
Arizona.
Ingredients. It's like, water, tea, lemon, Ambien.
Yeah, basically, because like I remember like I was with friends and they're like, "Are you okay?" Because I'm like literally like slouched over, like about to literally fall asleep for like 8 hours. This Bob Marley stuff is terrifying because like you get it at the gas station, like I could totally see someone because I just bought this. Like,
I gotta look up what's in this. Bob
like we were walking,
Marley drink.
We were just basically walking through town. Like, oh, let's go to the gas station, get some snacks, and like I could see someone like going to the gas station,
was like
getting
tea?
Gas for their car. Yeah, it's like some tea.
Mood tea, right? Marley Mellow Mood Relaxation Tea.
Yeah, I could see someone like going to the gas station, getting gas, and like, oh, I'm thirsty, I'll get this, and then like literally falling asleep in their car and like causing a 30-car pileup because of Bob Marley tea. Like, it's a danger to society.
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck's in it. Like, I'm pretty sure it's like 80% Ambien.
It's literally just liquid Ambien with like a dash of ice.
So now what?
Gamer. Now what? I don't know. I mean, we're actually approaching time. We're at like 39:50, but at the same time, too, this is getting cut.
Yeah, I mean,
you just spill everything?
No, I have a fucking spoon that I like picked up.
Okay, let's talk about the spoon.
You can't. I mean, you can kind of see it, but
is there a spoon? Have you seen Matrix?
No.
Because they say that there is not spoon.
You ever talk to people and they're like, "Yeah, I've never seen The Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I've never seen Star Wars." Like, and they're like proud of it. I'm just like, Cool, man.
They die like really soon after that.
What?
They, like,
is that like a threat?
No, it's not. It's just like a coincidence. Like everyone I say that, like, oh, they're like, I haven't seen Lord of the Rings. Like, oh, I haven't seen Peter Jackson's The Hobbit trilogy. Desolation of Smaug.
Can our outro just be the entirety of the Killer Bean Forever movie?
There's probably copyright.
Imagine like owning the copyright to that, and like you're having to like defend it somewhere. Like, do you think they're like proud of it?
Well, yes, because you understand the entire Killer Bean Forever movie was made by one person, right?
Really?
All animation, all voice acting, all audio, like the entire movie is made by like one guy.
I mean, to be honest, the only thing I know of it are like 2 clips that were like in like meme compilations, like that I've either seen on Facebook or TikTok or something like that. So I know nothing of it other than that.
Well,
maybe that's my homework for next week.
And maybe it's your virtual homework. Oh.